there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach...
Wait. You're...
He can't speak. Also,
Didn't expect to see you.
you know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too?
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forced...
Loaded.
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your... Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you...
Correct. The Academia's... It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keeper. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the Academia. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that, even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King, and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem...
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the...
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were... An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, if you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exact...
Resource?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be
Extracted? You mean...
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entire... Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they...
So, the human brain... Nope.
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar... Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. Or perhaps, his curiosity got...
Hyman's a little confused.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge, however, I can't help but wonder. What do they seek to get? The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems...
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge. But I'm not extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects. If this is...
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's... Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything... This matter needs to be corrected.
Wait! Didn't you step in to help because you...
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well.
Probably not. But...
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to...
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the Academia, but you're no...
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this. Uniqueness is also an...
Wow, that's a...
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next step after...
We're back!
You must be tired. You should
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the acad...
Yep, pretty much!
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the...
Huh? Are our friendships that...
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can...
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious...
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive. If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make.
The Academia?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through Knowledge Cap. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day.
You're saying that the Academia entered my information, but what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be—
The Akasha is capable of computing. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow.
It predicted my—
The Academia has been watching you longer than you—
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. They need scholars who are easily Sino, don't take it to heart.
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements—
Whoa, you bounced back.
There is always an opportunity for safety.
Oh, so that if the Academia is trying to avoid sun. Yep, that's right.
they'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys.
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too?
I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay, let's go. Paimon feels like we're missing some. So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So,
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search the area.
is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the... They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry. Your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been... I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room.
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it.
Tia? Why would you? Tia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Ma. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether
It's not too late yet. The village keep...
you don't understand, my dear.
Even if it'll expose you to the Academia? Even if they end up disbanded?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon, with these scholars in our custody, will...
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia could... If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the...
It's impossible. Perhaps we should...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade...
Precisely. Any wise...
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck. However, I'd get the chance to observe the skull.
Think you can talk me over with that?
I'm not trying to persuade you.
You were the scribe. What do you...
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the Academia.
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on...
An arm from the Flame Mane. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my...
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't...
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going...
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more with... Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping...
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just...
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little...
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak?
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay, let's go.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Fine.
Huh. They got...
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held every...
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word.
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the...
You stay right there!
What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Grandpa! Paimon's dizzy.
This day's going just...
What a...
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper, it glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of... the dendro archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no.
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed the symbols on the gate belonged to the Scarlet King's civilization. It could have been an underground palace in the distant...
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet...
What's he doing?
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in really bad shape.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown...
He's not actually gonna go in there, is...
As it happens, I want to take...
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us.
Paimon thought you weren't interested.
Indeed. In my view, God's new discoveries are always worth investing.
Raman, what are you gonna do about your...
I'll just let them lay here.
I await your instruction.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked complete.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman,
Huh?
do you see it?
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While
Whatever you say. It's not...
there's nothing to be angry about. Think of
It does seem kinda strange. If that's true, then...
lucky that time. With sword comes shadow.
Shadows, guide us.
Yeah. Barely a scratch. Go and fly. Ha. Don't blink. Ha. Incoming. Speed of light. Fire hazard. Time for a light show.